Well, I'm going to have to go into the Jews and Gentiles and Church of God and the bride and body in detail here. So, now I forgot my thought. You can't take the Old Testament and make it the New Testament. You can't. When administration ends, we can only use it for learning. We're still in this administration, this grace administration. We're still in it. We're operating it. At the end of this administration, the 9 manifestations and sonship rights will no longer be available. So they're talking about the Jews getting born again in Revelations, and that ain't available. Because this Christ administration is Christ in you, the hope of glory, Colossians 1:27, 1 Corinthians 2:16. The mind of Christ is not going to be available in the next administration. Now, Revelations contains the tribulation. Okay? Tribulation comes after this administration, when all the believers that believe in Romans 10:9 and 10 are lifted off of the planet from the day of Pentecost until the lifting off of the planet. So, in Revelations, you cannot get born again. They can have spirit upon, but they can't have the Christ spirit within. And they have to believe until they're dead. And all those Jews that are going to die in believing are going to be resurrected in the resurrection of the just. There's 2 resurrections, just and unjust. The gathering together is the out-resurrection, which means you're not in the resurrection because you're lifted out from the resurrection before the resurrection happens of the just and unjust. Can you keep up? I've been working this for a number of years. So, at the resurrection of the just and unjust, at the very end of the 6th administration, then God turns the 7th administration into a perfect paradise again, heaven and earth, a new heaven and earth, the 3rd one. We're in the 2nd heaven and earth now. Don't get me started. So, the Jews that don't believe and are left here after the return of Christ have to go through the tribulation, and that's why it says you have to believe until you're dead, and you will get rewarded. And we will be coming back to tell them this from heaven. I love it.